This is Super Saiyan 7 Cinders. Today I'm bringing to you a rebuild of my Bladedge deck that I put together a couple weeks ago. I took it to a local tournament and I struggled a bit with it. I think it was mostly just the way I had the deck built. It struggled pulling out my fusions. Specifically, I struggled getting my polys to my hand. So I made a few changes to the deck. I think it's going to make it a lot more streamlined and more efficient. Of course, to start, still running 2 Bladedges. I cut down from 2 necro shades to 1. I felt that 2 was just kind of getting in the way, but I may go back to 2. The second one will be in my side deck. Round out the rest of my heroes. Of course, 3 Alice, 1 Stratos, 2 Sparkman, 3 Prisma, and 3 Wildheart. The Sparkman's Wildhearts are in there for fusioning abilities. There are, of course, that's part of the goal, is fusion summoning with Bladedge, Necro Shade. And so the Sparkman's fuse with both. Wildheart's fuse with the Bladedge, and then with the Sparkman. So there's some mix up in there that's nice, and it gives me some options for fusioning without on top of going into the Omni heroes. Then the rest of my monsters, I have 1 Valkyrian Knight, which added the new Cosmo Blader pack, and it lets me, when it gets to start my battle, I can banish it and 1 monster in my graveyard, or 1 warrior monster in my graveyard, to special summon a level 5 or higher. In this case, my target is usually Bladedge. Then I have Rottweiler to help me with my fusioning. I had 2 Woodsmen in the original build, but they don't get left on the field long enough most duels to use their effect. Rottweiler is more likely to go off. And then 1 Necro Shade to help with defending my life points. Then again, being this is fusion heavy and I was having trouble with fusions, I added in a Fusion Sage and a Fusion Recovery. For fusioning ability, I have 2 polys, 2 Miracle Fusions, 1 Parallel, and 1 Super Poly main deck. The side deck will have my extra Parallel World and extra Super Polys. Of course, the obvious 2 E-Calls for draw power. I'm using the Righteous Justices for my background support instead of MSTs, simply because if I have more than 1 on the field, I've got the ability to target and destroy more than 1 spell or trap at a time, if that's possible. And if not, I still get the 1 just like I would with Mystical Space Typhoon. And since almost all my monsters are elemental heroes, it's most likely, as long as I've got a monster in the field, I can use Righteous Justice. This is a non-fusion gate, so my field spell cards are Skyscrapers, and of course I've got 1 Terraforming in here to help me grab them. The rest of my spells round out with the Warrior Returning Alive, Monster Reborn, and Dark Hole. For my traps, I'm running 1 Bottomless, 1 Black Horn of Heaven, 1 Compulsory, 1 Mirror Force, and then 1 Hero Counterattack. Hero Counterattack, when one of my hero monsters is destroyed by battle, my opponent selects 1 card in my hand. If it's a monster, if not, it's an elemental hero monster, I can special summon it. It's just a good way to replenish my field after my monster's been destroyed. And if I've got a big monster in my hand, maybe I get it to the field. That's my deck, my main deck. For the extra deck, I have 2 Elemental Hero Wild Edge. I have Plasma Vice and Dark Bright. Those are my two Sparkman fusions. Of course, Wild Edge goes with Bladedge and Wild Heart. Wild Heart also goes into Necro Edge Shaman, which is Wild Heart and Necro Shade. Those are my Bladedge and Necro Shade type fusions. Then, of course, I've got my Omnis. Great Tornado, Nova Master, 2 Shining, 2 Escradeo, and 2 Gaia. As I'm not running any water monsters, I don't have any Ab-Zeros in the main of my extra deck, but 2 of them will sit in my side deck, so that if I go against a water deck, I can switch out my Gaias or my Escradeos and switch in the absolute zeros. And then I have, since it's primarily warriors, 1 Blade Armor Ninja and 1 Heroic Champion Excalibur for Exceeds. If you have any thoughts, questions, comments about this deck, feel free to post. Thank you for watching. This is Super Saiyan 7 Cinder signing out.